And now, Pitching Ninja's Top 10 Filthiest Pitches of the World Series.
Before we get into that, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're going for 100,000 subscribers, and be on the lookout for Pitching Ninja performance here like this. My honorable mention goes to Luis Garcia and his windup and filthy cutter. I know his windup is very controversial among baseball fans. Some people hate it, other people love it because it shows individualism. I'm on the love it side. Think it's pretty awesome. It does take a long time. I get it. But it's individual, it's cool, and his cutter's kind of nasty. At number 10, we have a tie between Luke Jackson's slider and Ryan Stanek's backdoor cutter, which is also nasty, and especially because of his little hand thing ringing people up. At number 9, we have one of the postseason heroes, AJ Minter, and his filthy cutter. Like, for some reason, AJ Minter always raises his game in the postseason, or always seems to. Kind of a little Kimbrel vibe you get here, but cutter nasty, number 9. At number 8, we have that hitting fool, Zack Greinke. Greinke's changeup was absolutely nasty. You can see it kind of drops like a splitter. As you know, he throws his changeup almost the same speed of his fastball, so changing up motion and direction and stuff. Less so velocity. But these things are nasty, and he gets extra credit for raking. With the DH maybe coming to the NL and pitchers never hitting again, he may actually have the last hit by a pitcher and the last pinch hit by a pitcher for a pitcher. And you know he loves that because no one loves Zack Greinke's hitting more than Zack Greinke. At number 7, we have Ian Anderson's changeup. Ian Anderson's changeup is nasty, not just because of its movement, because it doesn't actually move all that much, but it's because his mechanics are very repeatable, and his arm slot. Having a over-the-top type arm slot adds to the deception, and it's really on the velocity. So Ian Anderson's changeup, well, it's not like the airbender, absolutely disgusting stuff, and was extremely effective. My number 7 pitch. At number 6, we have Ryan Presley's curveball. He threw a curveball in the World Series that was almost 3,400 RPMs. One of the leaders, I think he may have been second in RPMs on curveballs in the entire major leagues. Really, really nasty stuff, probably underrated. But anybody throwing a 3,400 RPM curveball, well, that's just off the charts nasty. And Ryan Presley throws a lot of them. At number 5, we have Charlie Morton's curveball. Charlie Morton, the highest spin rate of any starter in the major leagues, more 3,000 RPM curveballs than anybody else. He is nasty, and unfortunately, he also broke his leg while pitching on a comebacker, which even adds more to the legend that is Charlie Morton. Charlie effing Morton, can't wait to see him back, and love the dude. My number 5 pitch of the World Series. At number 4, we have Kyle Wright's disgusting curveball. Kyle Wright lifted his game. He always shows flashes of brilliance. Ex-Vandy pitcher, just nasty stuff. Curveball, number 4. At number 3, we have Phil Maton's slider. To be honest, this probably was the nastiest pitch, the most filthy pitch of the World Series. You can see it's almost like a cartoon. This thing moved 19 inches, and you can see why this would be impossible to hit. But to the victor goes the spoils. I couldn't put it ahead of the top 2, but I'm never going to lie to you guys, it's probably the nastiest pitch of the World Series. But at number 2, we have Tyler Matzek's sliders. Mr. Nutsack, Tyler Matzek, just the clutchest pitcher on earth, dominated the entire postseason, pitched in probably every game. He just loves pitching. His slider, off the charts. His makeup, off the charts. A guy coming back from the yips to dominate the World Series. Love it. Love everything he's about.
What will you tell Brian Stinker about your readiness for tomorrow and beyond?
No, boys are all ready. We're all ready down there. Night shift's ready.
He was my most valuable pitcher in the World Series and in the entire postseason, and a big reason why the Braves won. I mean, big round of applause for you, Tyler Matzek. And at number 1, this surprised me when I was making this list. But number one, and I think the biggest pitch of the World Series, was this 98.4 mile an hour fastball by Max Fried.
Wow, what a job by Max Fried.
Just when it looked like the Astros were about to get back in the World Series, we had Max Fried getting his ankle stepped on and then throwing this 98.4 mile an hour fastball, which was his hardest fastball all season, to get out of the inning, little K strut. And to me, that's what turned the game around. Come back from something that I think everybody thought he broke his ankle, and instead coming back and throwing his fastest pitch of the season. This was the turning point. And that is my top 10 filthiest pitches of the World Series. We are going to be here all off season breaking down last season with filthiest pitches, interviews, sort of the year, most dominant pitcher, a whole bunch of really cool stuff. But there is no off season here on Pitching Ninja. There's just one long season, and that's the way he won. Until next time, I'm going to K-Strut on out of here. Y'all keep throwing flames.